So as requested, I'm going to try to summarize the positives and negatives we've given last session, but it's basically everything. Brickwork is fine. Sprite work is fine. I give a pity voice acting positive because there is voice acting. The empty text is not great, and that's kind of where we're at on the story axis. Not a lot of story so far. Gameplay controls very well. Music is really awesome. I enjoy the kit, although it's limited. I enjoy the builds, although it's limited. I enjoy the combat, although it's limited. I actually like being able to swap difficulty on the fly, which is almost always something positive. This game, for rogue games, there's two types of progression. At least for... Sorry, let me walk that sentence back. So this is a rogue progression game, which means there are two types of progression. There's in-run progression, and then there's cross-run progression. The in-run progression of this game is actually really solid. You get discs, you get weapons, you get the various kits, you get cores, you churn through cores and use those cores to get permanent upgrades. Cool. Then there's the cross-run progression. That's barely existent. There's the cosmetics. We actually have a cosmetic on right now, if you can't tell, which increases the amount of stuff we get to drop in a run. And then there's the stat upgrades, and that's kind of it. There's not much else, right? Not a lot of cross-progression stuff. There is some cross-progression, but just not nearly as much to really qualify for anything. I do like how the game rewards exploration and gives you tons of stuff depending on how much you sweep in a particular area. I like the itemization spread. I like the HUD. I like the info in game. Lots of little quality of life things that I enjoy. Interface is actually pretty solid. Great flow. I enjoy the side quests, and I like almost every boss so far. On the negative side, there's way too much noise on the visual distinction. There's way too much noise on the audio spam. The songs, while good, run into a bit of a padding problem. So the levels are just way too long. The levels are way too long. And the boss health is way too high on anything other than easy, which means you're stuck listening to the same song loops over and over and over and over. It's good music, but come on. And also we've got this lens flare problem, which I consider a bit of a graphics problem. And that's all the positives so far. And that be the news. All right, hi, Act. So let's go ahead and try what this is, because this just unlocked last run. Let's bring something from Noctis, obviously. Let's see. Let's go and bring the guns. And I still like the first weapon we got is still one of my favorites. And thank you, Noctis, very much. As always. Okay, it's an elevator. Cool, cool. Yes, is there any interest, Ect? Is there any ectrist, one might say? H4, Pokemon TA, Star Ocean 2R. Done. Thank you, as always, Noctis. Okay. Hi, Loner. And yes, to respond to Von Falkenstein's thing, I really think the game is just too padded. I think the stages are too long. If they were half or a third of the length they were, and the boss health was reduced a bit on the harder difficulties, then I think it would be fine. So, what is this? Elevator bias. Baus. Baus. Don't know why there's a weird accenting thing. Oh, Jesus. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I have not had a chance to try it, Act. It's still there on the to-do list. It's actually not the only game someone tried to add recently, which I need to look into that one as well. Why does it have so many eyeballs? Why is this Bloodborne? Yeah, someone actually asked if Pragmata was added to the list already, just because of, you know, me playing this game. The answer is no, by the way, for anybody wondering. Hey, so beyond me. How? How many levels of this are there? I would say the combat is slightly worse than Hades. The kit is substantially worse than Hades. And I'd say the bosses are a little bit at the same level, plus a little bit better than Hades. Whatever, let's take a weapon box. Sure. Not what I wanted, but we'll live with it. The story is nowhere near on the same level. I mean, I can't remember the developers. Supergiant? Giant something. Whatever. The guys who made Hades, of course they have a good story axis. I would say the music is about as good as Hades' music overall. There's one thing that Hades' music has over this, and that's Yoshi drums. Because they do a lot of Yoshi drumming in Hades, like a lot. That's my first core. God, these things. Yeah, we never finished the previous Dark. So this is just finishing that. No, I just have to get ready for the LGAs and do some off-camera work. It's a fairly basic, maintenance Dark. What is the Long Dark anyways? Like, what genre? That's a really basic-ass attack. Just a weird attack there. Didn't hit that hard. Switch back to this guy. Hey, Dakota. Yeah, make sure you update your guesses. The document is pretty up to date. I did the boring audit this morning. That's one of the reasons I was so late. That's a slow attack. I do like this thing's special ability. Just giving me extra hammers for increased range and just more damage is a nice touch. Good morning, Walker. Hammer Paladin. Look! I heard you like hammers, yo. Okay, boss time. Lost my phantoms because of the boss intro. This time doesn't freeze when those happen. Doing? Ah! Okay. Hang on 1 second, because I do, but give me a sec, okay? Not when I'm fighting a boss I'm losing against. Please? Why won't you grab the stupid thing? Grab. Grab! Oh my god! Why won't you grab the goddamn thing? There. Welcome back, Kenexco. Sweet. Got a bugged core in the middle of a boss fight. Perfect. I just, why? Why is she being so weird about picking stuff up in this boss fight? There. Oh. Yep, we're dead. It's our second death in the whole game. Oh. Never actually figured out what that was. Is that just like an elevator mode? Is this just like an eternal mode? Like, what is this? Like, they never explained what this is. Is this just literally eternal mode? It's a waste of time mode is what it is. So, thoughts on the balance of cross-run progression. So, as I mentioned earlier, I'm not really impressed with the cross-run progression because there's only two things of cross-run progression. There's the customs here, which gives you like one ability like this, which makes it so I have more discs and chips from battle. And a lot of these like gives you like a specific weapon, or they give you more power for this. The probability of bugged cores is increased. You know, this increases the damage of this specific thing. I just got a donation from Walker. You get the idea, right? That's not much. So the only real cross-run progression is this. And these are kind of basic. This is more health. This is more battery. This is better MC energy. Still don't know what that means. This increases the drop rate of weapons, and this increases your health gained when healing. That's it. That's your cross-run progression. I'm not that impressed. This, as I've mentioned before, the difference between a rogue reset and a rogue progression is a gradient. It's not a binary thing. And while this has progression, it has very little. Most of it is just in run. Now, excuse me, I need to go write this down. Walker. Another Crusade. What the heck is Another Crusade? Let's find that out. Let's see. Okay. Just came out 2 years ago. Very Super Mario RPG inspired. I can tell just by looking at it. Alright. We will add it to the list. Thank you for the donation, Walker. And Happy New Year. Okay. Speaking of, can I afford anything right now? I can. Sure. Let's make us heal even. Why not? So we've got 2 static bosses left. Let's see if we can beat the game today, yeah. 10 basic bosses, by the way, and there's probably some kind of Wily stage at the end, too. Hey TSB, happy Wednesday. Okay. Now I can grab stuff just fine. What the heck? Maybe it's different grabs for different weapons? Because I'm used to the gauntlets. You know, speaking of talking about the game design of this game, one thing I think is a mistake is god damn it, there's a huge amount of the combat is designed around grabbing and flinging. You can't grab and fling bosses. I mean, yeah, I know there's actually a special ability which allows you to do that at tremendous cost, but that's it. It's sort of one of those weird decisions. Trying to think. Oh, Xenogears, that's what I was thinking of. That's sorry, I was trying to think. There was another game we covered semi-recently where there's an entire gameplay mechanic that's just kind of invalidated by most of its boss fights. And yeah, that's Xenogears. I wouldn't call this mindless, but popcorn? Sure, I can go with that. Most of my complaints have to do with the fact that the game is just too long. Which is obviously weird for a rogue, because, you know, rogues are as long as you want them to be. But what I mean by that is the individual sections of gameplay are just too long. Like, look how long it's taken me just to get through this room. Nothing here is challenging me, it's worth noting. This is a first room on a first level. And we're done. So that's it. That's my big complaint. Let's do crit rations. Hey, Bragwin. Hope the appointment goes smoothly and without incident. So Hades had kind of a different problem. Hades had a lot of seconds and minutes issues. And, actually, I suppose it's a lie, isn't it? At least in accuracy. So, yes, I would say not as bad as Hades. So, for those of you who don't remember, my biggest issue with Hades, by far, was that everything was stretched too much. Too many enemies which took too long to spawn against rooms which were too large, which just made clearing an individual room just a little bit too long in a game where you clear individual rooms constantly. Yeah, except for that one stage. There was one stage in Hades which was really solid, because it got rid of all that. There was no padding. It was just smooth. It's the one where you fight Cerberus as the boss. I can't remember the name of it right now. So yeah, same basic problem. You are correct. Listen, I must horribly murder Cerberus. Doesn't answer my question, though. LoreRunner.com. Reviews. 80s. 80s. There it is. Good morning, Golden Ratio. I actually call it just the Cerberus level in my notes. Temple of Styx. That's what it's called. I mentioned it in my negatives, actually, because it was what codified what was bothering me about the rest of the game. Hey, Mr. Red. Welcome to Pong. Oh, okay, so, left or right? Anyone in chat, left or right? Cool. What's funny is I noticed there's a challenge which gives you chips for completing each of the side quests X amount of times, like 5 times or whatever. I have yet to complete his side quest successfully once because each time I've picked the wrong thing. I can't even imagine farming that up for that challenge. Really use a new weapon. Hey, Linearth. Get woke. The reason I'm saying I'm pretty sure it doesn't count is because it actually specifically says quest failed when you pick the wrong thing, and I'm guessing that's what it's tracking is quest completed. I'm not actually 100% certain if it's not counting. I'll check next run. In like 20 minutes when we finish this stage. What's the video push-ups? Maybe I might be able to answer before I click it. Oh, I have no idea then. Hey, Ross. Yeah, the KOTOR roast. Look, I've been streaming for a long time. I am unironically one of the oldest streamers still streaming. That's not actually a joke. Listen, I'm just saying, Ross, it could be a thing. You could do it. You could do it. You could make it even better. I didn't mean to do that. That was actually an accident. Whatever. See, the thing is, we actually have several singing roles in the nerve. If we were to do such a thing. So I think it would be more like, which one do we tap you for? Because we have several. I know. You should actually get priority and preference on that, but so... Sweet! All attack damage reduced. I love bugged cores. And the whole reason I came here, I didn't even get. Shorty who, Ross? Alright, whatever, hang on. Let's see what this is. Okay, so I know that exact song. Earth, I'm about to play two songs at the same time. Not that one. This one. It's this song. This is a variant of the Final Fantasy I Dawn of Souls Temple of Elements song. I mean, the turn itself wasn't really the thing that bothered me, if you remember. It was the fact that it was extremely badly done. I want to stress that word, extremely. Like, this isn't a minor complaint. It was seriously structurally inaccurate. Please give me a weapon. Please. In-run economy is actually pretty good. Out-of-run economy is grindy as hell and barely even seems worth it. I'm pretty sure we're not... Like we managed to get one of the cosmetic things. Cool. The one that gives us more money, by the way. And we're up to like rank 3 on some of the upgrades. I have no idea what the cap is on the upgrades, because they get very expensive very quickly. I think I've just gotten used to Sandoria, so it's probably technically my favorite so far. But I'm using the word favorite very loosely. Like, if you want to rip off my hands or my feet, I'll probably accept my feet in this case. Neither of these experiences are going to be pleasant, and they'll permanently cripple me. But, you know, at least I get to keep my hands. You can quote me on that. FF11. It's like permanently crippling yourself. You know, real talk, I forget push-ups. It either plays during the Sunken Shrine, which is when you're doing the Water Temple, or when you first go to the Chaos Shrine, or when you second go to the Chaos Shrine. Those are 3 separate songs. I don't remember which it is. Still no weapons, by the way. We found the exit like a hot minute ago, and I'm just roaming looking for any kind of upgrades, because most of the core stuff doesn't actually increase your damage output. In fact, most of the upgrades in general don't increase your damage. You need new weapons to do that. If you're wondering why I even bother attacking instead of just flinging them into walls, attacks generate energy. Flinging uses energy. Dodging also uses energy, by the way. Yeah, this is the Minecraft skin. Just gonna take a bunch of attack power upgrades. As I say, I probably wouldn't use that kind of an analogy, Mr. Red. That doesn't feel like an analogy I would use. Listen, cactus... You know what? FF14... I got it. FF14 is like alcohol. If you add enough other stuff to it, eventually it becomes palatable. I'm sorry. I'm just being a dick at this point. This is literally the last room, so if I don't get a weapon here, this is all for nothing. Not. No. Keep talking, Ross. Not a lot going on in the game, ironically, so by all means. Yeah, there's no fixing 1.0. Burning it to the ground was the correct decision. I hesitate to use the word objectively, but that was objectively the correct decision for 1.0. Holy crap, Flickball. Hey, a new weapon. Oh my god. It's not even a better weapon. It's still a C ranked. I could get the sword, which I don't want. I might just get the sword, just so I have a better weapon. Yeah, what she said. So since we already have this unlocked, we can just warp to the exit. Yeah, no, the Gothel thing shouldn't have existed, honestly. There was no need for that to be there. It felt like a really crude version of Member Berries. Which is probably because it's exactly what it was. I have an attack called Leak Shoots. It looks like this. It's a freaking lurk attack from StarCraft. Well, I've seen one or two animes try Hexus. So the first thing I do is be like, oh, damn, I have this super loyal, super amazing robot maid who's also a tank. Gosh darn it, what a pain. This is going to make my everyday life at school so much worse. And then I'd be a whiny bitch about it the entire time. I haven't even gotten a freaking core upgrader this whole time. If you're wondering why I'm still the stupid Minecraft form, that's why. It's a virus core, which means that it needs a core upgrader in order to be cured, right? A virus cure. And I just keep waiting for one to pop up, and one just keeps not happening. Sure, whatever. Since we're stuck with this stupid thing. And more attack damage. I'll always take more attack damage. I suppose this is the problem with randomization when it comes to these things. Oh, finally. There, we're fixed. Jeez Louise. I think if we were going to do the cast turn, the biggest problem for me would be motivation. I know there's the I'm being diminished in your shadow kind of motivation, but honestly, I don't buy it. Especially not since Rapunzel herself goes extremely far out of her way to constantly value Cass and her contributions. Like, no. There's crippling self-doubt, and then there's just nonsense. So if I was to go that route, like if it was a mandate, if Executive Ross came down with a big old cigar to pop in, like, alright, listen here, this is how it's gonna be. Oh, and now we find another freaking core. Of course we do. Yeah, if you were going to mandate that to me, I would spend some time sitting down and coming up with an actual motivation to motivate her. And honestly, that might involve some rewriting of the character, and I'm okay with that. Because frankly, and I'm just going to be real about this, her personality does not lend itself towards what she did at all. So, we change her personality. These are some really bad bugs. Good lord. Look at this. Look at this. It's the glitch and the slow. Here, I'm right here. Help, please. I'm dying horribly. Blood. Digitized blood. Oh, God. Yeah, exactly, Ross. No, it's the same problem. Could have worked. Didn't. So... motive and let's go with that. I do love pixel art, which is amusingly not what this is. Corridors is such a damn good episode. I even know the episode you're talking about based on context clues, and I'm not that great with episode names for a show I've only seen once. Like, the final 5 minutes of that episode are just oof. Oh god, I think this is another virus. It is another virus core. Gosh darn it. Virus cores. So, actually, I was thinking the same thing, Ross, legitimately. That's why I'm focusing so much on the motive. What is she after? What does she want? She-Ra, Linnerth. Season 5. I mean, if anybody could turn an evil cast good, it would be frickin'... Her name's not Tangled. Oh my god, what's her name? I can't think of her name! Rapunzel, there we go. God! Yeah, it's Rapunzel, right? So have her start evil. Have her start already wanting something and leaning in that direction. You can also have some symmetry stuff if you want to. Have Varian become evil, and then good. And then have her become just good at the same general time. Hell, you could even have Varian be part of that arc. Lord knows Varian and her already do have the best song in the show together. Pretty much about that exact topic. So, lean into it, right? Enemies will not drop items. That is a terrible bug. Oh my god. Wow, okay. I'm getting some really bad bugs this run. Actually, yeah, Ross. Well, you notice they're no longer dropping chips or cores. That didn't even give me a frickin' core. Oh, no, it did give me a core, never mind. So I don't know what that means. Maybe it just means chips. Let's get rid of that. And yes, we're fighting with leaks because it's the best weapon I have access to. Don't look at me. Okay, hang on. Hear me out, hear me out. I kind of can't talk about this without spoiling, so spoilers for Tangled. Nobody cares in chat or on YouTube. You just mute me for like 5 minutes. I won't be long. So, keep the Gothel connection, but go in a different direction from it. She knew all along, and she has no particular fondness for her mother. In fact, she probably hates her mother. But she learned life lessons from her mother, right? She learned an attitude and a mentality of, screw you, got mine. We'll just put it that way. And, like, honestly, real peasant to rags to riches kind of a story, right? Make it so that Cassandra's overall goal is just to be closer to the top of an otherwise rather unfair and unequal society. Something she succeeds at, works her way all the way up to being, you know, a member of the guard and or a part of Rapunzel's personal retinue as a handmaiden. And then she gains the superpowers and she's like, well, haha, I'm at the top. This is it. I'm good. Maybe she wants to conquer. Maybe she wants to just rule her own section of things. It almost doesn't matter because the point is, it's the ambition, right? And she's doing it in a way that screws over everyone else because that's what you're supposed to do. That is what she was indirectly taught by her mother. That kind of anti-empathy. Yeah, actually, yes. That's more or less exactly what I'm going for, Blake Duvall. Is that her mother was a typical prep school. And taught her all the wrong lessons. And that the reason I like that is obviously it gives her plenty of motivation. It explains a lot of what she does. But more importantly, it gives Rapunzel something directly to do. Like, how do you break through that kind of cynicism, right? Honestly, you know what I would probably do? Let's add another layer to that. So, let's say that her becoming handmaiden and just kind of having the ear of the crown princess was kind of the extent of her ambition. She was pretty much positioning herself to be a vizier, right? And have all that wealth and power and privilege and all the access and basically have it made, right? She'd won. But then Season 2 happens, and they find out about the spikes, and they find out about the magic, and that's when she's like... And she gets tempted to go one further step. Admittedly, I'm kind of borrowing from Jafar over in Aladdin, but it is the same general concept. A villain who has effectively won, and is in the position they want to be, is tempted by something supernatural to go just a little bit further. And yeah, one brain cell. So she decides to betray someone that she effectively has already won and already has everything she wants against in order to get the spikes. What I would then have is I would have her be, honestly, a little bit miserable as she's just not getting what she wanted and it isn't working out the way she thought it would. And the whole time Rapunzel just doesn't give up on her because she's Rapunzel and you get where the arc is going. That been? Oh, I see it. Yeah, just get rid of Zantiri entirely. There's really no reason for that to exist. Honestly, I don't think it adds anything to this series. Unlike a certain villain I can mention in She-Ra, who absolutely added to the series. Prime, if it's not obvious. But we have to keep Spire Lady, obviously. I don't know what we do with her, but she's got to be there, right? As weird as this may sound, well, I could absolutely see a romance there. And I could. I feel like it works better if it isn't. Ignoring the obvious Eugene angle, the fact is, fiction too infrequently has people who are just really good friends without any other asterisks on top of that, right? I think TV tropes called it heterosexual life partners or something like that. I have to use past tense because I can't even check that site anymore because it is so virus-riddled at this point. Good lord. Their ads have gotten so invasive. So, they don't have direct viruses. What they have is extremely invasive ads. Takes over your screen ads. I have also had virus warnings on some of those ads. So, yeah. I mean, could be Savacom. Hi, Savacom. I think at least part of the problem, and this is just going to be being irritated about something that irritates me. A lot of people have this thing where, and I'm going to use genders specifically here, because that's how people tend to think about it, where a male and a female cannot be very close without being romantic to each other, which irritates the snot out of me. That's not even a fictional thing. That's just a thing. I actually haven't been able to get uBlock to get TV tropes working correctly because they have an anti-ad blocker thing recently. I think I mentioned that. And I just decided to walk away from it at that point. Like, you know what? I'm good. Yeah, Lance being more of a character is something I'd be in favor of, because honestly, he wasn't. He just became the Eugene of the later season. He became what Eugene was in early seasons. Let's put it that way. Sure. Quality of life feature I like about this game I haven't really talked about yet. There's a timer for everything, right? So, like, you've got your abilities, your cooldown, and then they eventually run out, both good and bad. Same thing with your drone, same thing with your connect mode. That timer is frozen when you're not in combat. That is a feature too many games do not understand the value of. It means I can just sit here, I can walk away, grab a sandwich, you know, eat, take a shower, and it's fine, because everything's all frozen while I'm out of combat. Also, very little feels as frustrating as losing a useful power-up because it ticked down while you were getting to the next encounter. You know? You know, Savicom, what do you want to bet the attitude I just mentioned is at least partially why they decided to hook Tia up with Decker for like 2 scenes in Ilufia 2R. Old games and death to poison. I can name several games where poison is this run-ending type of thing. Okay. So, cure the core, and boost that one. What's an antidot? I think I've heard of that before. Meh. Well, yeah, fans will make stuff up, and you're absolutely right. Fans will ship anything. I'm sure you're familiar with Draco and Harry from Harry Potter, which is not the actual example I was thinking of, excuse me. No, it's not. I was thinking in a different direction, I apologize. It's the same concept, but fans will do whatever the hell they want to. Draco and Hermione is actually worse, I agree. But no, so, sorry. You ever heard of Ron was a Death Eater? Speaking of TV tropes. So, for those of you not familiar with it, Ron is a Death Eater is nonsense. But that's the point. Despite all logic, reason, and just general brain havery, there's absolutely no reason whatsoever that Ron would ever even come close to approximating becoming a Death Eater. It's dumb. But it became such a popular thing because fans will do whatever they want to. And that's my actual point. Oh, this looks fun. Humph, so you made it this far. I don't want to have to go up against another metallic child. Dock up. I'll listen to what you have to say. The ship is falling towards Earth at this very moment. We need to gather core gems to stop it. Core gems. Indeed, the core gems would be necessary to stop the ship. But I refuse. I find great pride and joy in being able to fly around freely. True, I can operate with the auxiliary battery, but my ability to fly would be stripped of me. Well, that would be sacrifice myself for the good of all. How splendid. However, what reasoning is there for me to give up my only pleasure for people I have no acquaintance with? This is the opposite of what empathy means. Are we being given the guilt? We'll be taken in by his logic. Shetty, I understand you may end up robbing you of your happiness, but I'll do my best to make sure you'll be able to fly. Please help us. So many lives are at stake. This debate is taking us nowhere. There's no need for any more conversation. Seize it with your own hands. Last time. Ah! I don't have a dodge roll. Because I have the wrong weapon. You guys got some health. Jeez Louise. Han and Chewbacca have great chemistry, Sabaton, but there's nothing romantic there. Actually, Han and Luke is another great example, now that I'm thinking about it. There's just a very automatic click there, right? If you've seen Deep Space Nine, Odo and Quark would be another good example. Drop black holes now. That's just a thing we can do. Lol, Ross. I suppose you should include me in that too. As opposed to Bashir and Garak. They're having sex. Non-stop. Just non-stop. Varric and Hawk actually is a good example, because it doesn't, Hawk's gender doesn't matter there either. They have the same chemistry. Pan, were you able to stock the core gem? Yep, no problem. Only one more till reach 100%, but it's not all cheers. I wonder if Irene's okay. Yes, she must still be on board the ship. I will rescue Mom myself. Actually, I found footage that follows Irene being shot. You can really want to watch it. I won't divert my eyes from the truth anymore. Yep, yeah, I'm sure. Yep, blah, 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 blah. Jesus Christ, Aiden. Look at him. Don't you underestimate me. You! What did you do to Rona? I planted a back door in her. You always did praise me for my meticulousness. Have you forgotten? Rona, oh please. It's all your fault because you betrayed me. I'll prevent you from getting your hands on the fusion data, even if it kills me. If you're not going to comply, I have no other choice. I'll have to take apart Rona and analyze the data myself. You're insane. That'll kill Rona, you murderer. Murder? Really? Don't make it sound so savage. Property damage, maybe. Only a desperately lonesome fool like you would treat blocks of inanimate objects as if it were human. You're so hopeless you can't help to cling onto that android, right? You're despicable. How long is it going to take you to send her to discipline her? Oh my god! Director Locus, there's nothing wrong here. I'll need to find the fusion data. Aiden, have you lost it? What have you done to Dr. Irene? Sure, come on over. Dr. Irene, can you hear me? Why is Rona in possession of a weapon? Director, I was only following your orders. I told you not to finalize the Core Connect. Sorry, I told you to finalize the Core Connect, not murder someone. Call the medical team, now! Irene, the meds will be here in a minute. Yeah, it turns out Locust wasn't even that evil. That's hysterical. What in the world? Aiden, don't just stand there. Call the meds, you imbecile. Locust, you too? Why does everyone try to make a fool of me? Who are you to look down on me? I am almighty. And then he shoots Locust with his own hand. All of you, how much time do you think I put to waste for you Phoebes? Phoebes? Really? Phoebes? Me? There's no way I'm letting an insane criminal like you run rampant. You're still trying to get in my way. As you wish. I've got the Childs at my disposal. System command. Locate all metallic Childs in the vicinity. What? No authority? I've already stripped you of your authority. What did you expect? Darn, so fast. Fine, I'll tell you why I didn't have Rona finish you off. I'll use your biometrics to log in as the administrator. No! Project Metallic Child, Aiden, requesting biometric proxy login sequence. Irene! Ah, you seem to have lost spirit all of a sudden. Could predict this coming, huh? What is it you're trying to pull off with all of this? You sure talk a lot for someone who's on the brink of death. Very well, I still need you anyways. You're crucial for controlling the Metallic Childs. How do you feel? How you feel? Glad to be able to live a little while longer? Wretched. Maybe this is a good chance to test out the Metallic Child Magna. Magna? I thought it was only a proposal. Ha! Did you really expect those money grubbers to be able to resist development? It's been in development for long ago. I'm invincible with that machine. Metallic Childs, they are not war machines. I'll try it out on the security cards when they come. Rona, are you okay? I'll turn you all to space dust. Okay, so he's dumb. Is he dumb? Yeah, he is. Aiden was the culprit. Mom must have been captured by him. Was Director Locust? Did he fall into the hands of Dr. Aiden too? Completely out of his mind. I'm worried for Irene. We've come a long way now that we know the culprit and possibly Mom's whereabouts. I knew it couldn't have been Mom. Whether for good or bad, I'm relieved that Irene wasn't the perpetrator, but we're going to have to go up against the invincible Metallic Child. Magna. I wonder how strong he is. The other Childs were strong enough, but I no doubt Magna is even stronger. Let's just concentrate on rescuing Irene. Yes. Mom told me when I woke for the first time, Rona, I created a heart for you. But possessing a heart may give you suffering. You may be faced with your limits and lose faith in yourself. You may be rejected or have your heart broken by the inconsiderate word of others. You may wish you didn't have a heart. But even at that, I believe someday you'll be glad to have been given a heart. Even in rough times, you can think for yourself and work towards hope. I wish that you would become that kind of being. Whether I fail or get discouraged, I should never lose hope and move forward. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, so. Can you say blah, 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 blah?
Blah, blah, blah.
There you go. Perfect. Yeah, I love the fact that, like, there's a huge narrative point that these aren't combat bots. And every single one of them has guns, like multiple guns attached. In Mega Man 1, and I can't believe I'm praising the story of Mega Man 1, it made a big degree of sense that they were construction bots repurposed for combat. This doesn't line up the same way. Yes. Okay, so there you go. So there are, looks like it was 5 total upgrade levels for each stat. Let's see. I guess we'll do this one. Hi, Zar. Oh, whatever. Let's go to the next stage. Moving on. Last stage. Totally. Why does the wolf have a bow and arrow?
It's flying.
But why does he have the bow and arrow? God, your hair. You need another brush. You have so much hair. Let's get more of it this way. Yeah, we're gonna get this out of your face. Get that out of your face. There. How's that? Does that feel better?
It needs to be.
Behind your ear?
Yeah.
What's that?
Side.
Okay. Oh god, it's another elevator stage. In your ears? That's not acceptable. Why do you have it in your ears? Oh, I can accept that.
Hair and ears.
Hey, baby. Should we get a drone or a core? Should we get a square or a circle? Square or circle?
What are those?
So these are circles. They give us power-ups. That is a square. It gives us a pet. You want the square?
Yeah.
Okay. That's right. Oh. He was the one doing the shooting just now. Did you see the laser beam? That's him. Oh, there's dragons. What are you talking about? I see a dragon. It's a really small dragon. Is that still okay?
Can't see it.
Oh, hang on. I haven't summoned it yet. You ready? You ready?
Yeah.
Here they are. Oh, that's the wrong button. Sorry. Here they are. See the little dragons? Oh no. We're okay. That and buff armor. That's right. Oh god. Now we need to make an entire game about summoning dragons. And this one guy at some point in the game is like, should we summon demons? And everyone just looks at him like he's weird. Like, why would we do that? No, we summon dragons. But I thought we could be different, maybe? Like, it could be a... No. Okay. Ugh, it's another sword board.
To me.
God.
Yes, they are toys.
Oh my god, how did you find this out?
Ooh, baby, I finally we found you playing with them.
Oh, that would make sense if you see me playing with them. They're probably toys, right?
They are. If we take them off their pads, they're toys. And these are their pads.
These are true statements.
But put the pads somewhere where you can't reach them.
Well, yeah, we don't want to lose the pads, do we?
Yeah. If you put them in the garbage, they will go into a garbage truck. And then you wouldn't find them.
Oh no.
Then you wouldn't reach them.
Double oh no.
Then
Triple
you
oh no.
wouldn't smell them.
Wait, let me smell them.
It's something yummy.
Really?
It's yummy garbage.
What? Garbage isn't yummy. You're being silly.
The garbage is yummy.
Ooh. I will take that.
Dinner garbage.
Jeez.
Even yummier.
Is it Kingsfield 4?
The game.
Oh, that makes more sense.
The new game.
What's it called?
Wolf fight all the bad guys.
I like the name of that game.
And it's coming up right on the train.
That's even better.
The train brings the games and all the people go here.
So all the people are made here on the train, and then the wolf fights all the people, right? Wait, is the wolf a good guy?
All the people are bad guys, but the wolf is a good guy.
Okay, okay.
But it's a superhero. Her.
Oh no, what are we gonna do with the hurt superhero?
It's gone to the hospital.
Do we have a special hospital just for superheroes?
And it's there already.
Nice.
But the
So what's the doctor doing there?
doctor looking food in the sky.
That is what doctors do.
And the doctor is an eagle.
Wait, why is the doctor an eagle?
Like this makes me fly.
I suppose I can't argue with that logic.
And it passes into the
More attack power.
They have special grabbing powers.
Grabbing powers? What can they grab?
They can grab with the claws on their feet.
Oh, I see.
But ones that are toys can only grab with their hands.
Well, yeah, 'cause they're toys. They don't really have the claws in their feet. Get stuck in there.
Trying to do it.
He is. He's failing at it.
Because Free was feeling when walking.
That's true.
Free must feel better.
Well, no, it's going to be a couple of weeks. The dog gashed herself on something. We actually don't know what.
Well, I know everything.
You know everything?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Free got stuck on straps on a high tree.
Oh, I see.
That had 5 key points on the end. On both the ends. So you both can do that. And one big monster did the other way.
Oh, okay.
And the monster probably picked up Bravery. But the monster had spikes on it.
Why does the monster have spikes?
Because it's a spike monster. Spike monsters have spikes all over them, even on their hands.
Oh, I see. That's a lot of spikes. Are they named Bob?
No, spikes.
Oh, they're named Spike. That makes perfect sense.
They had them for food for their babies.
I mean, that makes sense. They gotta have food, obviously. The babies would be really sad if they didn't have food.
But the baby's family doesn't eat.
Why not?
Because the babies it's Spike. Because when they put spikes in there, their babies can only eat. The babies don't have spikes, so the babies are good.
Well, of course.
And the dads don't have spikes, so the dads are good also.
Focus, focus. Should we go up or down? Should we go up here or down here?
Up there.
Okay. Let's do it.
Yeah. More bad guys.
There's a lot of bad robots in here. Why are there so many bad robots?
Because you're in a dungeon.
I mean, I can't argue that.
In a dungeon.
No, you're right. You are correct.
That's where the kitty witty is.
Why is there a kitty in the dungeon?
Kitty is nice.
The kitty's in the dungeon.
There's the kitty.
Where's the kitty? I don't see a kitty.
There's the kitty. You're playing the kitty.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
There goes kitty, meow 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 me. There goes kitty, meow 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 me.
I mean, she does have the ears. Have you seen her ears?
Yeah. Kitty goes
So wait,
meow,
she's a
meow,
robot
meow.
cat, right?
Kitty goes meow meow meow.
Or is she a robot?
Kitty goes meow. She's nice.
Is she a robot?
She's nice.
So she's a nice robot?
No. She's nice, but not a robot.
Oh, okay.
She's carrying something back.
What's that?
And the thing that's back destroys all the monsters.
That's a good thing then, isn't it? Because we want to get rid of the monsters.
Powerful.
Because she's a cat. Of course she's powerful.
And the thing she's carrying is so powerful.
Why are they together?
So they don't get lost. If they put them together, both of them don't get lost. They will just spin around on the air if they try and get lost. If things are not together, they'll get lost.
Oh, no.
And if bows are not tied up like a bow, we'll have to... Now he's all there.
Yay.
I'll get there.
Nice.
They're trying to find food more.
Wait, why do they have so many? Uh-oh, big boss.
No. Remember? Harriet?
I do remember.
You should have won it.
Why?
You have to try and find it.
Oh my god, this thing touched too much.
Let's get out of there.
No kidding. Pain. Ooh, thanks.
It keeps following you.
Yep, it
Now
wants to
you're
defeat.
carrying it.
It wants to defeat. Are we gonna let it? Of course not. Let me see.
And it's firing. And it's putting fire all over the place.
Why is it doing so much fire?
Fire from dragon.
Oh, that makes perfect.
Dragons look like that.
I didn't know fire dragons looked like that.
You have to tell your friends.
Okay, friends, fire dragons look like that.
You have to put them on again.
Oh. I love how obvious it sounds when you say that.
Sadness. I found something very weird. I'll show you what I was doing.
Why are you being so weird?
You had to watch what I was doing.
What were you doing? Are you spinning? Are you spinning?
That
Super
I
powerful.
wasn't
Oh, okay. What were you doing then? Well,
I
we're
was
probably about to start the Wily
trying to
Stations training too.
I was trying to do.
Oh, I see.
There's a thing. There's a thing. You run it. You run it.
There's so many things here.
Now tell your friends.
I cannot tell my friends.
Tell your friends what that dragon looks like.
Let's see. So it was long and spiky and on fire. Let's see. What else?
Putting fire everywhere.
It was also putting fire everywhere. That's true. That's true.
Now let's go back.
We can't. We've already defeated it.
Here is the spider.
Oh, there's so many.
Spiders are different colors than you thought.
Well, I wanted to talk about that because one of the things that amuses me is that the secondary villain's big plan
It's
is to develop
opening the
weapons.
door.
I know what you're thinking. Yeah, but remember, part of the backstory of this setting is that the world is so screwed and currently having a population crisis. And so,
Another spider.
naturally,
Spider,
there's tons of money in weapons.
Spider.
And yes, I understand that that's just how stupid
So
people
many
are, but like,
spiders.
that feels like the generic plot, is what I'm trying to say.
So many spiders.
Why are there so many spiders? For those who don't know what I mean by the generic plot, there's this...
Because you don't know what spiders are.
Of course not. Oh my god. Asked... Hang on. This is great. Hang on. Asked in the reverse mortgage servicing and transfer department. It's important we take a moment to go over your file as soon as possible. Thank goodness they're here to help me with my reverse mortgage that definitely exists. What are you doing, Eagle?
Eagle on you.
Hello, Eagle. Why are you eating me, Eagle?
Eagles eat meat.
Why are the Eagle... Oh, okay. I am made of meat. Although, secretly, I'm a robot, so I'm not made of meat. Beep boop. Beep. I am not made of meat. I am a robot. Beep boop.
Pretend that I eat a cat sometimes.
Wait, you pretend to be a cat?
Yeah,
Why do you pretend to be a cat?
you have to be a cat.
But why?
You have to be a real cat.
Wow.
You have to pretend you're a real cat. Cats don't.
Oh, they don't? Cats don't scratch other cats? Oh my god, mate. Ah! Hello, cat. What are you doing? What are you doing? Watch your head. Watch your head.
Don't spin themselves.
Sure they do. Cats do all kinds of weird things. Oh my god, you have so much hair. Why do you have so much hair? Why do you have so much
Cats have hairs.
Also.
Cats have hair all over them.
Let's get this behind one ear. That. And then we want to get behind the other one. This. That way would be it. Right, face. How's that feel?
Oh, it has to be on the
Well, you have bangs, so that's not gonna work.
The
Um,
bangs are and bangs
So,
bangs on the other side.
yes, I do. I don't think they're called bangs, but they're still there. So the default plot, right?
They're always bangs. The
Mhm.
bangs on the back
Yeah, please
are
talk.
actually bangs.
Can you talk, please?
And see those bangs on your head?
Baby, baby.
The bangs are on your head too. See the bangs on your chin?
I have bangs on my chin.
Yeah.
The default plot is when fiction needs to establish that someone's villainous, so they make weapons. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're like, Lord, weapons dealers are terrible people, and you're right. But that's not what I mean. It's when there is no thought or effort or anything put into it. It's literally just, we need to establish that this person is evil, so they make weapons. That's it. No other thought put into this process whatsoever.
Nut box. What's that? The nut box. Why do we keep finding more bosses?
There's a lot, aren't there?
Yeah.
And that's my point. It feels like the
All the
generic plot.
big ones are bosses.
The main villain, well, the second
There's the boss.
is someone who wants to make weapons. Why?
There's
Because
the
they're
boss. You are the feeding. You are the feeding.
That's it.
The not hard boss.
No further thought put into it. Ooh.
What is defeat the boss? That's a dragon.
Actually, yeah. Making Tony Stark a weapons dealer was an interesting and smart move. And they did some fun stuff with that. Hell, even Hammer, they did some interesting stuff with that. He was also a weapons dealer.
He's going through all of them. There's more bosses.
And then picking the actor was a much better move, but that's neither here nor there.
What's the whale doing?
I think it was sleeping right now. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
Because you can't hear anything from the whale.
Obadiah Stane was another Jafar type character, if you think about it. Once again, he had it all. He had everything, he had the resources, he had the money, he had functional control over the company, since at that point in time, Stark wasn't doing anything. Stark was the golden goose who was just on top, and Stane just could not
this
deal
is
with that.
actually a cat. It's actually
Like, the envy was just dripping off of him in every scene.
Our cat.
Even before the reveal. I don't think wolves are cats.
Wolves are
I think you might be wrong. I think wolves are dogs.
wolves are actually cats.
Okay, okay. Wolves are dogs.
Wolves are cats.
Okay.
Tell them that wolves are cats.
Everyone, wolves are not cats.
Mm,
No, don't
wolves
attack
are
me.
cats.
Don't attack me, no.
Wolves are cats. Wolves are cats just with big ears.
Wolves are cats with big ears. That is a sentence I did not think I would hear today.
Now tell them that wolves are cats.
Ego, actually, again. I mean, honestly, as weird as this is going to sound, I actually feel for Stane, which is part of what makes him an interesting character. That and, once again, good casting. I can't think of his name right now, but the guy who played Stane was really good. You have someone who has had to put up with Mr. Lackadaisical, like Stark, before he had some humble pie, is that asshole who is just good enough that, and knows it, that you just kind of have to put up with it.
Wolf riding eagle.
And let me tell you, that kind of person sucks.
Wolf riding
It is infuriating
eagle.
dealing with people like that.
Wolf riding eagle.
It's better if they don't know what they're doing, as weird as that sounds, because then you're just like, okay, whatever, incompetent moron. But Stark actually could back up his talk.
Riding eagle. An eagle drinking while flying.
Make the eagle drinking while flying.
And wolf, and wolf, and wolf, and the wolf because the wolf likes it.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
The wolves like flying in the air. So if you see a real wolf, don't defeat it. And
Must
I guess
defeat real wolf.
no. If you see a real wolf, give it food.
Yeah, no, the fact, I mean, granted, the box of scraps thing is a little exaggerative because he did have access to extremely advanced technology and very, very rare materials.
This wolf is so small.
Your point is still exactly the
No,
same.
this cat
If he wanted to,
is
at
so
any time,
small.
he could have made the
This
arc
cat is
reactor.
so
He didn't, because he didn't care.
small.
He had no reason to.
This cat is so small.
Can I see it? Oh my gosh, it is so small. Look at that.
Yeah, he must have got into a monster.
Mm-hmm. You ready for the boss?
Yeah.
Alright, let's see what the boss fight is. Oh, hang on, we gotta level up first. Let's see. Let's take. Gosh, I don't know. All these are kind of crap. We'll go with that. Okay, here's the boss.
It's a giant ball.
It is. I've located Rona. In
Ball
accordance with the
man.
codes, I will
I
grant
know
one.
what he is. Ball man.
In accordance with the codes, I will grant one last
He
warning before
is
execution. Yes, I heard you. I heard you. I heard you. Acknowledgement.
Ball man. Ball,
Acknowledge.
ball man.
Acknowledge.
Oh.
I am Lighten. I am Metallic Child in charge of local law enforcement. There's a robot fugitive warrant out for you. I order you to surrender immediately.
Baby.
Robot fugitive? Okay, first of all, that's a misusage of the word fugitive. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Oh, I see it. I see it. It's right here.
I'm trying to get it. But
There you go. Watch your head. Watch your head.
cats never get their head bumped. And I didn't get my head bumped. Oh my,
Yes, Traxy.
only my shoulder bumped.
When did you become a criminal?
I'm not a criminal.
Oh, okay. Good answer. That's what she said too. I'm not a criminal. Oh my god. Who are you communicating with? Answer when spoken to. I'm not here to surrender. In fact, I've come for your core gem. You dare rob from law
That
enforcement?
wasn't-
Rob,
You
no.
are mad.
I'm putting you up for immediate trial. I sentence you to death.
You are mad.
Alright, let's fight Ball Man.
Ballman, Ballman, the Ballman. How to get away from Ballman?
At least this guy doesn't seem affected with the not Maverick virus. Then again, maybe he is? I don't know.
The ball is a virus.
But the ball is a virus? The whole ball is?
Yeah,
That's terrible.
that's because it has those not spikes. And some spin around.
Didn't occur to him, Triaxia. Honestly. Because, yeah, if he had just weaponized damage control or whatever, the Vulture's crew, he would have been sad.
On the air.
But it didn't even occur to him to. And of course, he offloaded a lot of that, so it's probable Stark didn't even get involved in that decision.
Wolf flying on the air.
Ow.
That means the wolf is our baby.
What? You're not allowed to be a baby wolf.
Wolf is a baby. Wolf is a baby.
No baby wolves on that one. Uh-oh. You ready for Ballman Phase 2? Here it comes. Second gear.
Oh no. Ballman got even powerful.
Yep. Now we're super doomed.
But when Ballman loses every his lasers
Oh,
out.
what? Can you what?
I have a carrot.
I actually don't have any carrots right now, but I'll get you carrots later, okay?
Buy some carrots.
I
at
will.
the
But
carrot-
see, I have no carrots, so
Buy some carrots at the carrot store.
okay. It has a lot of shields. I actually like this fight, though. For what it's worth. I'm with Blades of All. I think if Vulture had reached out to Stark personally and managed, and this is the important part, and actually got it 5 seconds of his time, Stark would have changed his mind in a second. Hey, we were in charge of that salvage job. Oh, okay, sure, done. Incorporate them. And that's what the scene would be. It would be a 5-second scene, and that would be the end of it. Honestly, someone like Stark would immeasurably value someone like Vulture. No joke. That is your cleanup crew right there. And that is keeping a lot of crap out of the hands of people it should not be in the hands of, right? Because there's a lot of debris left over when the Avengers do their stuff. Yeah, exactly, Blades of All. That was a good fight. That actually might be my favorite fight so far. Actually, yeah, Ross. Yeah, ironically, if there's one thing that really defines Stark, and it is in fact a flaw of his character, is how much he cares. I mean, Ultron was a direct consequence of Stark caring. Critical discharge just straight up increases your crit chance. Interesting. It's not a guaranteed crit, though. Okay, so how bad do we think the Wily stage is going to be? And is it going to be Wily stages? Oh, shoot! I forgot to turn on the voice acting. Yeah, there's Aiden. I'm an idiot. To see you all so united and cheering each other up, it's quite inspiring. Are you well? Put her on life support. I won't kill her yet. Calm down. So it was all you, Aiden. I can't believe I forgot to put him. Whatever. I could have sworn I deleted all the data. Good for you, fine. Good for you to find them. I was intending to put all the blame on Irene. I won't let you get your other way. I praise your good spirit. Your good spirit, but you think you could beat this guy? Isn't it a beauty? It's the ultimate metallic child, Magna. Like somebody here, this fellow will not fail to execute orders. It's the ultimate war machine. Does it even look that strong? Whoever you may be, you're of no help being on Earth. Just sit back and enjoy the show. There was never any option to stop. Give me back my mother. Have you not already gotten what you want? Don't torment her anymore. Sorry to say, she is still of use to me. I'll show you this as a prize for making it all the way here. System show image terminal karma. What you're seeing is terminal karma, the basement of the ship. Here's something about 50,000 combat robots called metallic troopers. They're mass production types of Magna. Being the 4th generation, their performance is top-notch. 50,000 war machines? Oh, these guys are ready to go at any time. Not exactly. They require authorization to start up. Now that Locus is dead, only Irene has that authority. What were these robots created for? What do you think? It's all for money. All robot research has always received much attention, but the shortage of funding was always a problem. On top of that, the likes of you cost a crazy amount of money to maintain. Locus was always burdened with the management of the research lab. That's why when a certain institute requested the development of robot soldiers, Locus took up the offer. Of course, keeping it a secret from Irene. Although, she must have known. That core gem energy system that Irene developed, it was perfect for combat use. You see, Irene is to blame for all of this. If Irene hadn't developed the metallic child or the core gem, none of this would have happened. You're wrong. There's no fault in what my mother developed. The problem is scoundrels like you trying to exploit technology. What is it that drives you to do this? What made you become like this? What, you gonna feel sorry for me if I tell you my pitiful past? How about you worry about your own self? If I take this core gem here, I'll be able to steer the ship back towards Earth. By the way, these are unskippable cutscenes. You sure you yourself would not make it out alive if the ship crashed into Earth? Do you think I haven't put that into consideration? This Magna can take me back to Earth? No problem. Problem was actually how I would manage to take the metallic troopers to Earth. First tried supplying all the ship's energy to the troopers, but that wasn't enough. With the core gems you gathered, I had more than enough energy to operate them all. Manipulating the metallic childs for the rebellion was easy. Manipulating the metallic childs for the rebellion was easy by exploiting Irene's biometrics. But when I ordered them to hand over their core gems, they wouldn't listen to me, even began doubting me. That's when I realized how much trouble it causes to give robots the ability to think for themselves. How would you, of all people, you who stood by Irene and helped with her research all these years, how could you say that? I don't even want to think of all those years I wasted. It's about time I take these core gems and wake up the troopers, take them back to Earth, hand them over to the clients, and receive a hefty payment. That's... okay. And this ship will crash in Earth, shoving all evidence under the carpet, or rather under the ground. The crash will be recorded in history books as an act of a certain mad scientist. Not me, of course. I'll be veiled from the public view and live the rest of my life in peace. Have you considered why those clients of yours are in need of such weapons? Hand the troopers to them, it results in the loss of many lives. And why does that matter to me? Anyway, enjoy the little time you have left. I'll be going now. Goodbye. Oh no. Mom, I'll rescue you for sure. Hang on a little. This is too long! Oh my god! And I still can't... We took the car gems. Might be worse. Metallic troopers are about to start up. Is there an alternative? There's nothing we know of. Energy sources have been depleted. We must confront Aiden. Magna must be a completely different story from the child we fought. You felt it too. The energy repelled. I can show off 100% of my skills. We must defeat him. Mom taught me to do good stuff. We must not allow death and suffering to exist. I believe in you. Let's go. Now that it's probably too late to turn on the audio, I'm going to go and turn on the audio.
제 목소리 들리세요? 어때요? 이 정도면?
Yeah, he has an invincible army robot, and all he wants to do is sell them. There's something wonderfully amusing about that. My dude, my boogie.
좀 더 강해지고 싶어요. 업그레이드 스타트. 업그레이드 컴플리트.
Now, listen. If you have an invincible death army of robots that are perfectly loyal to you and indestructible, first thing you do is you sell them to randos. I can predict only a positive future in that outcome. You see, what I would do is I'd be like, I'd be the person buying, like, oh yeah, sure, here's your money. Magna, kill this man. Yeah, he's not even gonna get paid. He's so... God. Listen, his dick is so small. I mean. I also don't think it's occurred to him that he needs to keep... Like, Irene is still the access code for running the robots. How does he think handing them over to the clients is going to work there? So here's the key, and he just hands over Irene. Anyways, okay. So now we have audio on, so we can hear his amazing voice. Wait a minute, where do you think you're going? Mom's waiting for me. Nona, do you really think you can beat him? We didn't let defeat stop us until now. Even if I lose, we can stand up again. Don't worry, I'll come back alive. I believe in you, Nona. Let's put an end to all of this. I've been kind of mum on most of these because most of these just look like robots. In fact, actually, I like the design of most of these because they look like robots. They look sufficiently inhuman to look robotic, with a couple of humanoid features tacked on, right? This is a good example of this, right? It's a giant head on a hovering body with 4 detached hands, which all operate independently, right? There's another good example one. Or the spider guy, the first guy we fought. Then there's this thing. This is just a mecha. Ah, well. Let's go defeat the strongest of all metallic childs.
좋았어요. 이제 무기. 어떤 MC 스킬을 장착하는 게 좋을까요?
I'm just going to leave the sound on so I don't forget again. The audio, I mean. The voice acting. Where the heck is this?
목표 지점에 도착 완료. 이제부터 신중하게 이동하죠.
Okay. So what do you think of the brickwork of the final stage? I haven't really seen most of the Battle Network design, so I can't speak to those. God, you're right, Dakoita. There's a memorand that I left buried. Music choice. It's all the irritating enemies. Turrets, guys who do area denial, and the frickin' drills. I have no power-ups. No nothing, because it's a rogue. Pro tip, if you're going to reset my kit every time, don't throw me immediately into some hell crap when I have no ability to deal with it. There is such a thing as cross-run progression. Yeah, I'm ready to be done with this game. This is not particularly fun. I feel like I'm just getting juggled half the time.
전력 다하겠어요.
I'm also already at half health, by the way.
간다.
Less than half, actually. Excuse me.
배틀 클리어. B. 슈퍼코어 설치 시작.
Something useful. Nothing. Fine. We'll go with that.
무기 회복되었어요. 시간을 이길 수 있어요. 야야 제대로.
Worst part is we're gonna have to sweep because we are so underpowered, right? We need the health and we need the items. So this is gonna be even longer.
저쪽으로 가버려요. 버스가 하나 지워졌어요. 이거 발견. 무기 회복되었어요. 자, 한번 싸워볼까요? 이건 좀 아플 거예요.
I have to admit,
한방 날려줄게요.
for the Mega Man rewrite that's totally never happening, I've actually thought before of the visual design of the Robot Masters. Obviously, I would mostly leave that up to our art director, that's Evo. But I do like the idea of them looking more robotic, you know? Less humanoid. Maybe not completely inhuman. I don't know, it could be like a case-by-case thing, right?
자, 한번 싸워볼까요? 어디로 보내줄까요?
Cutman could be reasonably humanoid, that's fine. It works to his kit, what he's designed for. But something like Napalm Man could basically just be a walking tank, right? I don't know.
한방 날려줄게요. 나니 코어 설치 준비. 코어 크로스보 가동. 제대로 날려줄게요. 배틀 클리어.
Rock himself looking like a dude in armor makes perfect sense to me, admittedly, because that's literally what he is.
코어 에너지 충전 완료.
We can play with that, too.
인스톨 컴플릿.
This is new.
필요한 코어를 얻었어요. 적을 발견했어요.
So, a character point for Light has always been that he always wanted companions. Right? This is even mentioned as recently as in Mega Man 11. No, seriously, think about it for a second. Wily came up with the gear system to make individual mindless drones more useful. Light came up with the AI system because he wanted a companion. Like, it speaks to their, I guess, philosophy, for lack of a better way to put it, but also why they both got into robotics.
자, 한번 싸워볼까요?
Wily wanted tools, Light wanted allies.
이것으로 마무리해요. 배틀 클리어. 적들의 리스트를 찾았어.
There's the way down. We still have a basic weapon.
숫자를 하나 해제되었어요. 드론이 해제되었어요. 떨어져요. 카르스모 가동. 배틀 클리어. 미니코어 설치 완료. 코어 모두 떨어지세요. 생명력 코어 크로스라요. 가동.
That's true, Blade Javal. That does make a lot of sense and could serve as some nice little visual storytelling. And considering canonically a lot of Wily bots get reprogrammed by Light after the fact, we could even play with that idea if we really wanted to. imagine a Wily bot who requests to look more humanoid to be able to blend in with society a bit more. And yeah, I was actually just thinking this could then drift into the X series, right? That's just a general credit increase. That too, right to all. Not everyone's going to be as accepting as Dr. Light. Yeah, actually, Chill Pangolin. I'm assuming you've read the Archie comics. Just based on that sentence alone. This is for the Mega Man rewrite. Although some of what we're talking about was obviously canon in the original. For example, the whole, Wily wanted tools versus Light wanted companions thing, that's real. That's actually part of the canon. It doesn't have much story relevance, but it is there. I love how some of the map doesn't show up on the minimap. That's very helpful for navigating. Especially considering this place has no... Well, I guess I was about to complain that this place has no landmarks or visual distinction, but every level has been like that. I guess that's whatever. So, I was actually thinking the same thing, right? Wait, I think that was his voice for a second. Oh, never mind. That's Pan. Never mind. Help you. Final Fantasy. Easy answer. Please stop stun locking me for 5 seconds, please. Yeah, I want to hear Creepy Loser, man. Come on. Where's Creepy Loser? We'll do throw first. I'm always going to use throw. So let's see. Mega Man 4 was made by Cossack. 5 was still Wily, though. So 5 would be distinct. But he'd probably want to hide it if he wants to hide that it's him, right? Oh god, it does, Mr. Red. And then 6. 6 is the interesting one. What I would probably do is actually reach out to just people in general, asking for ideas on visuals for the 6 bosses, because I'd want them to actually look visually distinct from each other. Like, so what I mean by that is there would be a distinct style to the Wily bots, a distinct style to the Light bots, a distinct style to the Cossack bots, and then 8 distinct styles to the bots in 6, right? That's why I would probably get other people tapped, because you don't want just one artist to come up with, 11 distinct styles of robot design. If the Cossack bots weren't distinct from Wily's, then everyone would know pretty much immediately they were Wily bots, including the player, hopefully. The idea of using... Oh, now there's a thought. What if all of the 5 bots look like Darkman? You know how the Darkmen across the Protoman stages are all visually similar to each other? Same concept, but a little bit more stretched. Oh, I will take that. Why what? I mean, other than cool factor. It would also be a visual storytelling element. Ow. God damn it. Enough with the knockdowns. I hate these stupid snake things. I don't want any of these. Eh. Like, I don't understand the question, Chill Penguin. Help me out here. Explain it to me like I'm 5. They do look a bit bland. That's sort of the point. Like, you yourself said it so accurately. Prototypes, right? There's a Mega Man fan game, which I can't remember the name of. Or not. Okay. Where the final boss is, spoilers, Zero. But it's an unfinished Zero. So he looks kind of like Darkman, actually. Obviously you can tell it's Zero, but he's not stylized yet. None of the polish or finishings or armor has been done yet. I'm not even sure what I'm missing. Because of how awful this map is. Anyway, same concept, right? Make it so that each of the Protoman fights is actually unfinished. It's something that isn't... looks like something that came straight off the assembly line instead of something that was ready for finished production. Don't worry, we're about 1/3 of the way there, Mr. Red. I could see that Victoball. I mean, honestly, it could still be a narrative point that it's like the bots are clearly Wily bots. Whether the characters pick up on it at all, the relevant point would be the player would look at it and be like, this is clearly Wily. The problem with that is I'm not sure if Wily is actually the villain of Mega Man 4. But I get the point overall. Suck, so whatever. Yeah, exactly, Blade. Oh no, it's Wily again. Although that was the first time they pulled that trick, so maybe a couple players were fooled the first time. Then 5 happened, and then 6 happened. It's like, yeah, huh? Mr. Dr. Wily wearing a fake mask. Yeah, just get some healing in here. Now I have some S weapons, so now I can just go right to the end, which is a shame because now I have to deal with this nonsense. Wiley's evil? No!
인솔 컴플릿. 하면 안 돼요.
Yes, I don't know the name of the song, Kitten Fan, but this is an in-game song. It's just Final Stage.
걱정 마요.
Final Stage, Metallic Child.
고아탈취 준비.
I don't know the name of it is. It's good luck finding it. Assuming there even is a name for it. Oh,
인솔 컴플릿. 이라면 이길 수 있어요. 슈! 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 배틀 클리어. 에이.
gotta admit, those energy blasts do a lot of damage.
필요한 코어를 얻었어요.
Yeah, it's funny. One was just, oh my god, why? There's an evil madman. Like there really wasn't much of a story to one. And then 2 was Wiley's back, baby. And then 3 was, nah, he's not evil. Wait, he's evil.
발견.
And then 4 was, it was totally Cossack.
배틀 클리어. 이 회복되었어요.
Sorry, spoilers. I did always like the idea that when Wily was at the actual height of his power, which was Mega Man 1, he set up all 6 or 7 or 8 or however many you want to think of it, Skull Castles. And then just over the years would retreat to one of the pre-existing facilities. Is that even legal, Mr. Red? Are you allowed to disconnect from FF11? That's an interesting sword and shield combo. We're not going to pick it up, but it's an interesting combo. Well, the idea was during so my idea. This is fully headcanon at this point. Was that Robot War, that is to say Mega Man 1, was the one and only time Wily was just on top of the world. He had the army, nobody was expecting him, and at the time there was no resistance. Like, Rock came out of nowhere for him. So that's when he had all the resources, the infrastructure, the construction bots, the time to just build up, you know, a power base. Jesus, chill a little bit. Game! Game! Then Mega Man 2 was kind of like, yeah, Mega Man 2 was the revenge. Mega Man 3 was mostly off-world. Mega Man 4 was him playing Jupiter Cossack. But my point is, like, if you think about it, each subsequent Mega Man game, Wily has less and less of a power base. Hell, in Mega Man 6, he doesn't even have a power base. He just usurps the contest bots, and that's it. I would say he probably didn't build Break or... Well, no, actually, you know what? I'm going to take that back. He probably built Break and Protocast, or, yeah, Protocast at the same time. And just stylized them later. interval. He was trying to grab Gamma as well. A task he actually succeeded at. I actually don't, Mook. I know quite a bit about the behind the scenes of Mega Man, but I have no idea why they called him Mega Man instead of Rock. Get $10,000 just for answering this survey? Oh man, I need to click that immediately. That looks extremely legit. I wonder what this sounds like to someone who knows Korean. It's just noise to me, but... That's another thing. Why did Cossack suddenly have a bunch of resources? That's a question mark, too. We'd have to decide who Cossack is, or I guess was, before all of that. Because dude has his own frickin' Siberian Gazelle. I suppose the obvious answer is that he's just the Soviet Dr. Light. Excuse me, Russian Dr. Light. It's an interesting perspective.
장기 상점을 발견했어요. 필요한 물건이 있나요?
Ramasa. Well, I'm gonna heal, because, yeah, that hurts. And grab a shield over here.
포기할 수 없어요. 미니코어를 하나 소모했어요. 이걸로 끝내겠어요. 배틀 클리어. 범죄는 준비되어 있어요. 이건 좀 아플 거예요.
I mean, I can't be the only person who thinks the best part of Crypt of the Necrodancer is the shop singer.
한방 날려냈어요. 클리어. 필요한 코어를 얻었어요. 자, 한번 싸워볼까요?
to make Cossack an oligarch. Sorry. I'm not sure I want to make him a Justin Hammer either, because both of those make him a villain. But we could go that route with it. I mean, Lord knows I was already planning to make Light a little bit more villainous. Actually, you know, it'd be kind of funny. No, it's Cloudflare. They've got something going on internally. We don't know what. It would be funny if Kalanka is actually the robotechnician, the roboticist behind Cossack Labs, and Cossack himself is just the money, indulging in his daughters or granddaughters or whatever whims. And he's just the money. He's old money. Everyone in chat, who's Kalanka? Actually, what probably just happened is Cloudflare is crapping out enough, therefore nobody can actually hear me right now. Or talk. I'm gonna die.
무기 강화기를 발견했어요. 더 강력한 무기로 만들어 볼까요? 업그레이드 스타트. 업그레이드 컴플릿.
Really use a heal right about it. Or that. I didn't know those could go through walls. That sounds pretty villainous to me, Triexia. Like that's straight up Wayland Yutani levels of thinking. God damn it. And dead. God damn it, that was the third stage, too. I'm really tired of playing this game, so I'm just gonna turn the diff down. I hate to do that, but I'm really sick of this stupid stage.
힘들지? 피곤하면 우선 쉬어.
Oh, 100%, Mr. Rude.
자, 어떤 메탈릭 차일드를 찾아갈까요? 좋아요. 그럼 이번 전투에는
That was a good run, too. I had good weapons and a good setup. And I just could not stop taking damage from those stupid red blocks in the last stage.
목표 지점 도착! 어떻게 완료할까요? 어디로 보내실까요? 이건 좀 아플 거예요. 슈! 더블킬! 배슬 클리어! 계속 포기할 순 없어요. 슈! 어디로 보내실까요? 슈! 배슬 클리어! 곧 김치 준비! 하면 안 돼요. 날려버리겠어요. 이걸로 끝내겠어요.
Hi, Spartan.
자, 갑니다.
Welcome to the final stage. Yeah, we should have beaten this game yesterday. It really is the Hades problem all over again.
마음에 드는 거예요? 자, 싸워야만 해요. 제대로 날려줄게요. 자, 갑니다. 더블 잘 먹겠습니다.
Oh, and so make it so that each, I guess, scientist has their own niche, like you say, Borderlands style. So that would make Light the build tall person, right? Extremely adaptable. You buy one bot from Dr. Light. It's incredibly expensive, but it can do pretty much anything. Any role. You want hyper specialized stuff, you go ahead, which can be upgraded. You go to Wily, right? That is true, Moog, but in my experience, there is a difference between good redo and bad redo. And the problem is, this isn't even necessarily bad redo. It is, but that's not really the issue. The issue is it's just taking too long. Each stage is just too long. I mentioned Rogue Legacy earlier. Rogue Legacy is a game that I actually enjoyed quite a bit, despite the fact I never even beat it. Just because of the quality of the game and display. And of course, the runs and the carry forward were a little bit better. Yeah, the fact that otherwise excellent music is getting tiresome is the only point that needs to be made. Again, I get the sameness of the dungeon design. That's part of the nature of this kind of level construction, I guess what I'd call that. I'm not going to ding that, but I'm not going to give it any positives either. Now, I'll tell you one thing. If this game didn't have a mini-map, I'd be spitting. Unlike Expedition 33, there's no mod scene here, so I just have to suck a lemon on that one. Yep, this game is objectively better than Expedition 33. In terms of, like, menuing and stuff like that. I'm sorry, Expedition 33 is a fine game with an absolutely terrible interface. I'm sure I haven't gotten a weapon yet. I was actually thinking about the robot resuscitation thing, too. Lord knows several Mega Man games play loose, dirty and loose with death, right? And there's a degree of logic to that. They're robots. I think if I was going to do that, I'd probably borrow an idea from basically every sci-fi story ever, and say that there's a a central core, a very heavily shielded core, but nevertheless a central core at the very, very heart of any given robot. Probably Robot Masters, specifically. And that's them. Right, like that's them. That's their identity, that's their self, whatever word you want to use there. So, as long as that core... Yeah, it's kind of their CPU plus RAM. Maybe CPU plus hard drive might actually be a better comparison point there. They don't need the RAM. The RAM's the hardware. As long as that CPU core is retained... I wouldn't call it a CPU core. I'd call it something else. But as long as that core is retained, the robot is alive to some extent or another and can be restored to a different body. You lose that, they're gone. And that's that. Yes, the DNA soul! I need someone to immediately smother Noctis in donuts, please. Bingo, Mad Overlord. You get the idea. This would also make it so that we could still have death, and death could even mean something. Like, I pictured a story arc where Rock has been sufficiently careful in his defeating of the robots, of the Robot Masters, that he's been able to grab each of their cores, right, and restore them. And then on one particular battle, maybe he's pushed too hard, or maybe he gets too angry, or maybe he just makes a mistake. And he actually destroys one of the cores, or even just damages one of the cores. And that would be devastating to him, because he just killed someone. The first time Rock takes a life, and then I could just picture him having to deal with that. And yeah, in gameplay mechanics, this would actually line up pretty similar to how a lot of MechWarrior games do. You want to minimize the damage you're doing to your enemy because you want that mech. Also true, Metaboard. It could be a powerful scene if someone just destroys a core. That's a good question, Blade Duval. Because we could pull that trigger anywhere, really. Like, if we're doing Mega Man 1, it'd probably be Fireman or Electman, right off the top of my head. Because both of those are kind of higher tier, you know? And I can just picture Rock being pushed hard enough that he has to go a little bit harder, and I even picture the weapon he uses, which would be the Cutman Blade, which would therefore mean it's probably Electman at that point. He just nicks the thing, just cuts it open a bit. Doesn't completely destroy it. And he brings it to Light, who informs him that any damage means it's just not... It's done. It's over. And Rock's like, no, you can repair it, right? I can make a new bot. I might be able to restore some of the files, but this core is done. I think it would vary, Noctis. In fact, okay, dumb question. Have you ever played a game called Battle Clash or Metal Combat? They're two games of the same series on the SNES. I swear I'm going somewhere with this.
업그레이드 스타트! 업그레이드 컴플릿! 적을 발견했어요!
So, I don't blame you for not having played it. They're rather esoteric games most people have never heard of. So the format of the game is it's a light gun game, right? So it's a shooter. You're shooting at the screen at the enemies. You with me? And you're fighting mechs. Okay, cool. There's a lot of variety to the mech designs. Some of them are humanoid, some of them are very not humanoid, right? Here's the relevant part. Each of them has a cockpit. Where it is varies wildly. And that's where I'm getting at. That's what I'm getting at, is the idea that each individual Robot Master, we could sit down and decide where exactly that particular Robot Master's core is housed, right?
잘 먹겠습니다.
Just to name an example right off the top of my head, although I would do this for Mega Man. Yes, please get rid of this stupid thing. There we go.
코어의 힘이 느껴져. 모두가 해주는
Lose a train of thought. So there's a boss you fight relatively early into the second game, which looks like a giant monkey, big, narrow legs and what. Also has a nice, big, obvious head, which is not where the cockpit is. The cockpit is actually pretty much dead center of its chest in the most armored part of the bot. But if you knock out that armor, which just a sufficient amount of hits or the right types of hits will do, the cockpit is then visible and completely exposed, and it'll start taking tons and tons of damage. And obviously, any destruction of the cockpit means the immediate defeat of the enemy. It is very arcadey, so I'm going to say yes, maybe, Taquata? Like I said, there were SNES games that were supposed to use the... What was it called? The bazooka. The Super Scope. Anyways, point being, I always thought that was a cool idea. The individual person who built that mech decides where their cockpit is, along with all the other aspects of the design. There's actually a lot of gameplay in that game that is a shame because it's such an esoteric title that most people probably never even heard of because you needed the Super Scope to play it. Like, I'll be able to play it on stream when we get there because I have a mouse, but... And yes, sorry, to respond to you. Oh, God, who said the gestural thing? Man Overlord. Yes, the idea there would be, like, if Rock damaged Electman's core, brought it back to Light and said you can repair it, right? Light would explain what you just said. They'll have some of the memories of Electman, but they will not be Electman. It'll be someone new. It'll be a nice way to... I feel like doing it in the first game would be the correct move, because it'd be a nice way to establish that rule of how the robots operate, and a way to kind of up the stakes a little bit and make things a little bit more real for Rock himself, because up until that point, it probably will have gotten to the point of being a game for him, right? He's just fighting his former friends in order to bring them down and rescue them, and then he kills one. Hell, we could even have Electman 2 be a character going forwards and deal with some identity issues related there too. Welcome back, Braglin. Everything goes smoothly? Hopefully. Fingers crossed. He's even counting points. That's the one, Taquata. I can tell just by the name. That's the one. A surprisingly it reminds me of Ogre Battle. There's a lot more complexity in that game than most people realize. That is such a wonderful gameplay and story integration. I would totally do that, Blake 12. Like, I actually think that's a great idea. And I hate you for coming up with it, because now it's your idea, not mine. But if I kill you, no one will know that it wasn't my idea. Now I can sell it. Perfect. No, for real though, I do think it's a good idea. We could keep points in Mega Man 1 because Rock is literally keeping score because it's just a game. We could then have you stop keeping track of points after the Electman fight, right? Or maybe just the points freeze. You don't get any more points after that point, because Rock stops counting. I could see both of those working. And then, like you say, there are no more points in future games. I like that idea, Metavore. Yeah, someone, anybody, really, who's a ally or assistant, specifically targeting cores, for the same reason you'd target a cockpit in the aforementioned mech game. And Rock's like, no. Stop. We're doing this my way. You can't possibly do it that way. I am more than capable of doing it that way. Quit it. Damn it, now I have to kill the entire stream, Sovicom. Alright, new plan. Rather than kill everybody, I got this donut. Right. Oh, jeez, that could be an early drama between Blues and Rock. Oh, that's messed up. Well, see, that's what I'm thinking. Because, yeah, Blues... I'm going to admit I don't have a strong mental identity for our Blues yet. But one thing I did actually write in my one and only novelization of Mega Man was that he was... robot insane is what I want to call that. Like, his program literally didn't work correctly. And so he took input incorrectly, and he came up with wrong ideas from that. So, like, for example, there's this one time when he was doing a test with Wily and Light, and he sees something completely irrelevant. I don't remember what it is right now. It was just some completely innocuous thing, and he immediately assumes that they're trying to kill him. Because his processor is just wrong. All these suck. He also would serve as a bit of a humble pie for Light, since he was the prototype for a sentient bot. And it turns out sentience is not that easy to make. Also true, Matter Alert. I mean, it's the Superman thing, right? If you really think about it, someone like Rock should be an absolute death machine. You ever see a Mega Man speedrun? Because that's probably what Rock should be like in lore. But if he's holding himself back constantly because he's not actually interested in killing the enemies he's fighting, that makes a lot more sense. Again, the Superman thing, World of Cardboard, blah blah blah. I would say yeah, Mr. Red. I've always thought that X is just substantially stronger than almost anything from the classic series, but Rock is probably one of the closest. Yeah, we're fine. Let's just advance. Pork chops. I don't remember what the cartoon show did, but probably yes. One of the big things I had mentally different was that X just has a radically stronger power core. To put it into simple gamified terms, Rock could do like a 5 damage shot, but even X's basic shot would be like a 20 or a 50. Like way, way, way higher tier. So, Rock... So, canonically, we have no relationship between X and Rock. Let's just start with that. The idea I've always had is that Blues was the prototype for Rock, and Rock is the prototype for X. Since Rock is arguably fully sentient himself, and was not kind of intended to be, whereas X actually was fully intended to be a completely sentient sapient being. Would be interesting, Chill Pangolin. What do we do with it, though, at that point? Like, what gameplay effect does that have? That's a good way to put that, Dakota. X has an anti-materials gun, whereas Rock just has a personal cannon for basic self-defense that got repurposed. I'm really tired of the stage. How long have I been on just this one stage? Looks like about an hour, actually. Good God. Yeah, actually, it is a cursed item concept. Because I like the idea of benefit-detriment, right? So, sure, they're trapped, but, like, there's some benefit from using them. The question is, what? I always thought X would be... I don't know if callous is the right word. But more likely to be a tyrant is the simple way to put that. If I was to use other terminology, I would say X is more of a Tony Stark, whereas Rock is more of a Captain America. Rock just has that core of decency and empathy to him. And that just carries him through freaking everything. X does not. It's not like X doesn't care, obviously. He clearly does. But yeah, X was also built for battle. That's a valid point. That's got to have some impact on you as a person. Hi, Elizar. I mean, canonically, Rock had, and I quote, a strong sense of justice. That's about all we get on that front. You're really selling me on FF11, Mr. Red. I just should know that. Maybe it should be destroyed by the Singaporeans? What do you call someone from Singapore? Yeah, that's a story thread they never did anything with. They should have. Labeling people Maverick as a political tool is a great idea that they only really touched on once. Or debatably twice. And they never went anywhere with it. Okay. Boss time. So here's this voice actor. Dr. Aiden, please stop. Come all the way here just to say that. I thought you were going to take me down and rescue Irene.
싸울 수밖에 없는 건가요? 어디서부터 이렇게 어긋나게 된 걸까요?
Really no other way? Where did things go so wrong?
너에게 하는 내 마지막 충고야, 로나.
This is your last warning, Rona. Don't trust anyone. Don't care. Don't concede. Trust only in yourself. Once you let them belittle you, it's all over. I've always been belittled from the very beginning. But there have always been those who have believed in me, who have respected me. I will continue to fight for those people. That's how they manipulate you. That's why you get exploited, you fool. This is our last fight. We must win. Well, unfortunately, I cranked the difficulty down just to get back down here, so yeah, we're gonna win. Spoilers. Wait, does that not have a cooldown? Hang on, I want you to hear something. Not that.
이미 들어왔어요. 이미 들어왔어요. 이미 해제되었어요.
That's what I mean by no cooldown. Linkara exists? Maybe? I don't know. Who's Linkara?
드론이 해제되었어요. 쓰러지세요.
간지럽구나. 간지러워.
So weak. You dare to go against me at that level.
발견. 슈. 드론이 해제되었어요.
I'll show you Magna's true power. I like how the final battle is just another empty arena. Some of the earlier bosses have actually had honest-to-God terrain, which was interesting and could be used as part of the fight, or to add vuln stages or something. I can't believe it.
기기를 살아남는구나. 그런 얼굴을 덩어리로 만들어주마.
Supposedly Irene's in that too, Mad Overlord. How could Magna be defeated? Good for nothing piece of junk. Even now, you continue to blame others for your wrongdoing. Magna definitely was powerful. You lost due to your own narrow-mindedness. It's all over. I'm not going down like this.
로나.
Rona, Magna's heading this way. What? Yeah, I was gonna say, we're a better pilot than him. Remember, she's not piloting any of this. Although they seem to forget that periodically. Decent boss fight for what it was.
어떻게 된 일이야?
Magna crashed into here, resulting in this mess.
그리고
And Aiden left Magna here and ran off. I couldn't go after him in this condition. And Mom? She should still be inside Magna. Don't mind me. Go to her. Mom, are you here?
로나.
Rona, I can't believe we're reunited. We've reunited, excuse me. Mom, are you okay? You're hurt. It's okay. I've been dealing with a gut wound for a week. Or however long it's been. Jesus Christ. I know how hard you've worked. I'm so proud. I knew you would not lose hope, that you would be able to surpass your limits. But it must have been hard to keep up appearances. Can you tell? It was really hard. Of course I can. I'm your mother.
아이린.
Irene. Pan, it must have been hard on you too to support Rona through all this. Thank you so much.
무슨 말이야?
I'm just helping out my friend. Nothing special. Even after I'm gone, please, Pan, stay beside her. Oh, please. Don't say that as if you're going to leave me. I'll do something. It's okay. You've done enough. You've cut a swath of devastation through this station. I've only been kept alive by the life support system. It's enough for me to be able to hold on you once again. Then why did we disconnect her? Okay. I can't seem to help it. With you in my arms, why do I begin to wish for more? Why do I wish to live on? That's a dumb question. I was thinking I've had enough, but now I want to live beside you. Why? Why? Without me, who is to love you like I did? Who will hold you in their arms when things get rough? Who will share you and just shove her back in the life support until we get her to a proper doctor, you idiots. We have super Omega tech. Put her back in the life suit until we get her to a freaking doctor.
살고 싶어. 이대로 널 두고.
There's no way I can rest in peace leaving you here. And then she becomes a ghost. My ghost mom. I haven't fulfilled my promise to take you back to Earth. I guess I'm really just all talk. I was such a terrible mother. Cough, cough. Mom, don't worry. I've made many friends. Pan will always be with me. Even now I have a friend on Earth. I can live strong, even if you're not here. She just was talking about how much she wants to live, and you're like, don't worry, Mom. I'll be okay without you. No. Bad. Okay, hang on. Bad game. You've become so strong. Thank you, Rona. I will always love you. Thank you for being born. Thank you for giving me life, Mom. And she's dead. Opening terminal karma. Dispatching metallic troopers. Destination Earth.
서버실에서
Must have commanded terminal karma from the server room.
멍청한 녀석들.
I mean, it is canon, Elizar, so.
내가 포기할 것 같아.
Do you think I'd give up that easily?
결국
I'll always win in the end. The troopers and I are heading for Earth, and you fools are going down with the ship, taking all evidence with you. Golly, he'd go this far? Pan, there has to be something we can... I don't know, a few hundred troopers have already been sent to Earth. It's over. Can't you use Magna?
마그나의 동력은
Magna's power has been depleted in the Battle of Rona. You too saw it become immobilized. Can't my thought process come up with a decent idea? There's only one way.
로나?
Rona, what are you thinking?
코어젠 머신 유지.
4-gem machine operation terminated. At the machine shops, the ship will explode. Exactly. The only thing we do is to prevent more troopers from reaching Earth. Rona, you'll die too! I'm sorry. This is the only way. I believe you would have done the same. Didn't your mother, A, just beg for life, and then B, just beg you to live in her stead? What do you... If those troopers make it all to Earth, Earth will go up in flames. If sacrificing Pan and I is all it takes to save Earth. Pan, I'm sorry. It's fine. I promised Irene I'll be with you till the end. It's only my duty.
그리고
Irene would have done the same, for sure.
이렇게 했을 거야.
Thanks, and you, I cannot thank you enough. Yeah, can we send some messages to Earth saying, like, hey, by the way, there's a crazy person coming. I don't think I'll be able to fulfill my promise of repaying you.
이봐.
Hey, didn't get to know you much, but thanks.
너랑 좀 더
I wish I could have had more chance to talk more, but unfortunately it ended like this.
지구 상황은
I'll leave Earth to you. This isn't right. I was able to grit my teeth and stay strong. Thank you for being with me. You were my moral support. No, I was your pilot. Remember the times when we laughed together, cried together, fought together. I was truly lucky to have been able to meet a person like you. Will you remember me? Yeah?
코어젠 머신 과부하.
Thank you all. And I will never forget you for the next 5 seconds before I die! Okay. I'll never forget you. Core memory deleted. That's seriously the ending? I kept waiting for something else. I kept waiting for, like, something more. I'm almost more upset that that's it. Like, I was expecting Pan was like, but then at the last second I survived, and I saved Irene, and I saved Pan. But no, instead there's just, it was nice knowing you, but we're all dead now. I just explained it to you, Matterlord. We're all dead now. Explosion sound. The only person who lived was Aiden. Excuse me, he lived. And, oh my god. Everyone on the ship just died. There were people on that ship. Remember, we kept doing quests for people? And there were civilians we were still rescuing from the ship.
마그나 파손 99%.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Here we go. Hang on, hang on. Damn. Magna impaired 99%.
가동 불가.
Rendered immobile.
이제 마그나는
Magna seems to be done for.
도착했으니까
We made it, so it's all good.
hatch를 열어줘.
Pan, open the hatch. The sky, it's blue.
여기가
This is Earth? So this is... Okay, I'm sorry. I'm glad they're alive. Where's everyone else? Okay, no, for real. Hang on. So first of all, there's all those scientists who are on the station we were doing research for. They're all dead. Let's see. Then we've got the civilians. You remember the people we were evacuating? We were evacuating them to the server area where we were, which just blew up. So they're all dead. Let's see.
정말
Did we really make it?
우리가
아이린의
Who
목걸이가
would have thought your necklace was a miniature core gem?
코어잼 에너지일 줄이야.
What? What?
엄마가
As she
약속대로
promised, Mom brought me to Earth.
이제
What do we do now?
지구로 내려온
We still need to
에이든이
stop Aiden, who should now already be on
그
Earth,
수상한 의뢰인
before those no-good clients get their hands on the metallic troopers. And there's a person I must meet.
지구
The
어딘지
person who helped me come all the way here. Yeah, there's only a couple billion of us.
기다려줘요. 당신을
I will find you. So yeah, everyone died. Except for those two. Because they hid inside Magna and used her necklace as a core gem to power it. I think you're right, actually, Mr. Red. Aiden's just fine.
훌륭한 전투였어. 정말 대단했다고.
Aiden's fine. He's fine. He's fine.
달성한 도전 목록이 있을까요?
Yeah, I don't often use the word hate, but I hate that ending. Like, the story has been mostly just there, which has been fine.
무사히 돌아와서 다행이야.
That's interesting. I reset my settings. Okay, hold up.
이곳은 업그레이드 전 2억 앞으로
Hang on. I just had this really horrible thought. Oh my god, it did. I didn't even see it. Hang on, I'm gonna read more clearly this time.
힘들지?
It really did. It really did.
쉬어.
I can't believe it. Nope, it does say it right there at the bottom. Any previous save data will be overwritten by the new game. One save slot. Okay. Well, it's a good thing I agree with you, Mr. Red. And I've already given that positive. Number 15, by the way. I just... yeah, that's gonna hurt the score a little bit. Let me tabulate this. I already did the boring audit earlier. Just so I wouldn't have to deal with that. Let's look at this. Yeah, I mean, the game was too long, and I stand by that firmly, but for the most part, I was still enjoying myself until that outro. And just... what in the... what's... God, so many games. So many games do not know how to end properly. I hope not, Meta Overlord, but if it is, I'll never know. Hang on, why don't we get appropriately... you know what? Nah, let's get some music that is very appropriate for this. All right, let me tabulate here. Give me a second. I know normally I put up a speed run, but just bear with me. I mean, who knows, Mr. Red? There's not a lot of info for this game. Normally I'd be like, guess the game, but no. Well, you know what? Yeah, that's actually a good idea. Hang on. Rather than just playing Mega Man 5 music. It's Mega Man 5, by the way. I actually have a Mega Man playlist. No. Hang on, here we go. Okay, guess the song. Anybody. Anybody feels like playing. You get 1 point for guessing the game, and then 2 points for guessing, like, generically, and then 3 points for guessing specifically. How's that sound? Like, if you say it's a level stage in Mega Man 1, then you get 2 points. If you say it's Mega Man 1, you get 1 point. If you say it's Cutman, you get 3 points. Oh, I doubt it would even occur to them. Here, why not? Legitimately. I doubt it even occurred to them. And that's sort of the problem, as you say, Underthought. So I'm going to finish gameplay first. And then we'll look at the narrative. As it happens, the only game I really have to compare this to is Hades. But hey, later we'll be playing Loop Hero. That'll be fun. It's kind of roguey. I think. Maybe it isn't. I don't know. We'll find out when we get there. Have we played Loop Hero? Okay, so there you go. So we'll have 3 roguies. You can tell this is Mega Man 9 immediately because it's just louder than everything else. That's true in the actual game, too. I don't know why Mega Man 9 is just so loud. So here's a weird one. We'll think about it in a second more, but like, what do we think about the replayability of this game? Because normally a roguelike is a prime candidate for the triple, right? The third positive. But well, the other thing is, it doesn't... How do I put this? I think it's missing the necessary elements to be a roguelike in terms of replayability, to be a game you play over and over and over. Think about Hades for a second. Think about how many different weapons you have. Think about all of the different god powers you can get. Think about the different types of encounters and puzzles and quests. There's a lot of things that change each playthrough reasonably a lot. Whereas this has your mini cores, which go away almost instantly and barely change how you play. And if they do, they only change it for like a minute. The super cores, which are small buffs, the weapons, of which there's 3, and the power-ups, of which you get 2. That's it. Yeah, exactly. Your game, exactly, Chill Penguin. Your build doesn't change. Your gameplay doesn't change, so there's no roguelike. That's just such a weird thing. If it was... Yeah, exactly. Diablo didn't get the same thing for the same reason. I feel like if it was more or less roguey, it would work better. I mean, it's already very, very similar to just a straight-up Mega Man game. Just make it a top-down, twin-stick Mega Man game, right? Just commit to that. Now, I'll tell you exactly why they didn't. It's because this was developed by one person. And it is a lot easier to program, randomly generated rooms than it is to do level design. Like, if there's one thing I could impart upon people, it's that level design is hard and takes time. I'm up to the G's. Give me a minute. Most unexpectedly Sunshine Syndrome. Sorry. Although that implies Sunshine Syndrome is ever unexpected, which... Most unexpectedly not Sunshine Syndrome, maybe? Most sticks the landing? Most trips at the finish line? I don't know. Just spitballing now. Big face plant. Bonk. Ugh. Blandest nothing burger. I mean, did any of the games that came out in 2025 score a 0 or very close to 0? Because that's probably what that would qualify as. I don't fully understand the question, Eleazar. Palpatine came back once in the EU. Very good, Blade Duvall. 3 points. It's the Dark Empire series, which was a series of Dark Horse comics in the 90s, I want to say. Of varying quality. There were 3 of them. The first one was actually pretty solid, despite the fact that Palpatine was back. The second one was... not. The third one was terrible. Like, actually terrible. Even the art was bad in the third one, because they changed artists. Metroid Plus saving score to 0. That doesn't feel correct for a nothing burger game. Hey, Nordame. I don't think that counts as a nothing burger. That is an amusing factoid, though. I think I'm going to resist the replayability positives, because I get your idea of giving like an aggregate for all 3, but the problem is I don't think it individually qualifies for any of the 3. It's not a game that's generally fun to replay. It's not a game that does anything to really change it up on replay, and it's not a game that has an entire gameplay loop designed around replaying. I actively think it fails at all 3 hurdles. Yes, Linareth. We need to go to magic school, Linareth. We need to learn magic. Like, I get your point, Leitval, but I guess for me, I think of all 3 positives as totally separate points. And if it fails at all 3 distinct and separate points, then it fails at all 3. Very good, Noctis X Soul. 3 points, my goodness. I always thought Magnet Man's song was weirdly upbeat for what is effectively a factory stage. No, I haven't gotten to the story yet, Kitten Fan. Don't worry, that number's going down. Yeah, 10.2 hours, which isn't long, but again, makes the point I've made 1,000 times. It's not the actual length that matters, it's how long it feels. 10.2 is way too long for this game. By like double. This one's admittedly a bit of a gimme, but yeah. Oh, wait, is this Mega Man 2's opening? It isn't! Technicalities. Civ 1. Yeah, Civ 1 feels more like a nothing burger. That's a better answer. It's Mega Man 2's ending, actually. I think they are near identical. This part right here is the only difference. Because it keeps going. The ending keeps going, whereas the intro stops right there. So, 1 point for correctly guessing the game. Alright, so let me start giving some negatives out. Oh, absolutely, Kitten Fan. Honestly, the game that felt the longest in a bad way of the Kirby games we played was Dreamland 2, which is like the second shortest of them. It is not 4 or 3. 4 is a good guess, because 4 was the first Mega Man game to have a final battle song. Final boss song. This is too easy. Rock would be pretty strong in Star Wars, yes. Yeah, 11. Yeah, it's Mega Man 11 has an extremely distinct sound to it. Even amongst the more modern games like 8 or some of the X stuff, 11 just has a very unique sound font. Very crisp, very clean. Good point, Dakota. I was sort of automatically assuming that he could adapt. It is, in fact, Blastman. Very good. Oh, X would be insane in Star Wars. I know you meant, Luther. Yes, Vader. That's Vader when he's going through his teenage phase. Nah, this one's too easy. Nope. 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 Always with the Mega Man 11 stuff. There we go. Here we go. Here's something that's not Mega Man 2 or 11. So I just gave away. It's not 2 or 11. That's your hint. It is 4. That is correct. Or has a distinctly loose sound to its instruments. I've never been able to come up with a good word for it. Like, there's something almost... I don't know, something about the sound files are weird. Very good. This is Cossack 2. My personal favorite song. Or, sorry, second favorite song. Yeah, from Mega Man 4. So, Cossack 1 actually has an official name. It's called Northern Lights. Cossack 2 does not. I always called Cossack 2 Northern Darkness to kind of contrast that, because I'm weird and stupid. It's a good song. Alright, so let's see. Story axis, that's a -7. It's not going to drag it into the negatives, it looks like, but... that's not great. That's not the song. X as a bounty hunter. There's an interesting idea. Although Zero would make a better bounty hunter. So, that is 7 negatives to story. That's about 3/4 of a negative per hour, and a ratio of 23.08%. Those are not very good numbers. Sparkman is correct. God, a lot of you are really good at this. Gameplay, plus 20. Despite the issues at the outro, I do still think the gameplay is overall good, so I stand by that. That's still dwarfed by some other games I can mention, including Hades, but, you know, whatever. That is still about 2 positive per hour, because it's a very short game. A ratio of 75%, which is actually not super awesome. Giving us a final golden number of... Can I get a drum roll, please? For a bit of perspective, the only real competition this game has amongst the roguies at the moment is Hades, which got 201.8. This game got... $25.45. So, for I think now we're up to 5 times now. The winner of the guessing game is the person who guessed the lowest which was Wolverale. Congrats, Wolverale. Let's put that towards Terraria. Then go City, Undercover, and Impossible Creatures. I mean, honestly, I'm curious. What would the score be if that ending wasn't? Ugh. The score would have been closer to 43, which looks like a lot of people guessed in that range, so that makes sense. And then that ending was just... Anyways, the next game we're doing is another tryout game. And hopefully one that will be slightly more consistent in overall quality.